because remember, we're going to eliminate fears. One of the fears that the people have that are listening to you is, who are my customers going to be? I don't know enough people. And so what I do is when I talk about the infinity bonus, I say after you have, I'm not going to go through all the conversation with that because you all know it, but when you get this quick check for referring one person, if you tell two people that you like the chocolate and you have two teams, the company has a formula. That's what I say, a formula. I don't go into, hey, take 10% of this side, because that's just over the top. They learn that at training. The company has a formula, and in that formula, you get paid every single month on whatever those two people order forever. That's residual income. And then I say, now do you think those two people could order enough so that as a widow I could retire comfortably? And they always say no. They won't. Two people can't eat enough chocolate because we've seen how you want to live now. And so I tell them, I want to explain how this works. You're going to tell two people, and you know those two people. And you might know the two people that they tell, and even you may know the two people that they tell, but I guarantee you that you will not know all of the people who are going to be in your business for a year from now. Most of the people that will be in your business 1 year from now are people that you do not know right now. Oh, okay. They can see that. They can see that this is going to grow. That eliminates that fear of, who am I going to talk to? I also say, when they say, what are the fears? One of the fears is, I don't think I could, I just can't see myself. As a salesperson, I've already taken that as referral. The other thing is they wonder if they have time. So I always say to people, you can build a really strong future income. You can build your future, whether you have 1 hour a week, or whether you have many hours a week to give to your business. The difference is, if you only have an hour a week, it's just going to take you longer than a person who has more time that they can give this week. And one of my jobs is to help you find the time that you need to build this. Okay, so if I'm so busy right now, that takes away that fear, right? Because you've just eliminated that fear. The other thing I want them to understand is why, and since I have 10 minutes, I'm going to try to explain this really quickly. The thing that I end with always is what we call momentum. So my distributors will phone and say, Carrie, will you talk about the comp plan? Will you do the comp plan? Or, Carrie, will you talk about momentum? And somebody called it, one of the diamonds this morning, he asked a question, when we go into critical mass, I think that was, I can't remember who said that. Okay. Critical mass is such a great way of describing momentum. And I always want the people that are at my chocolate tasting to understand why it's important for them to become involved right now. And I want you to, as new distributors, to understand, or as distributors, to understand why it's important for you to build right now. And that's because we are approaching this time of critical mass. And so I'm going to just quickly, how many minutes do I have now? 5? Okay. 5 minutes. I'm going to tell you a fast story. So I'm going to talk fast. I always call myself a 10-year too late person because I joined my first networking company, and that company came into being in 1964. The head of that company, the owner of the company, came to Canada in 1979. She stood in front of a huge hotel room. She had 2 desks at the 2 sides. People lined up and joined up that company. They became overnight what was called directors, which would be probably at the diamond level of this company. They won cars. They were pink, so you know the company I'm talking about. They won cars within 3 months of that night. I joined that company in 1989. I worked my butt off for 4.5 years to become a director. I was not less talented than those people that were there that night. The difference was they were there for momentum, and I was 10 years later. I won a car. It took me a year after becoming a director to win a pink car. I joined another company. It came into being in 1984. It was a health and wellness company of natural products made with tea tree oil. So you know what that one was? They went into momentum in 1992. They publish a book every single month that tells you how long it took the person who started from the lowest position to the highest position. That was 2 months. That happened in 1992. It has not happened since. I joined that company in about 2002. Hence my story, 10 years too late. I have always been 10 years too late. However, I have seen the differences. I did well in those two companies. I made money. I was considered a success in those two businesses. I've been in other networking companies where I couldn't even get them off the ground. So if you've been in a networking company and you couldn't get it going, don't blame yourself. A lot of companies are out there that are not designed for the distributor to win. This one is. This one is designed for everybody to win. So what we have is this momentum. Momentum is based on a chart. It's a graph. It's sales. You have a company here in front of you that went from 10 million to 20, 25 million to 55 million in 3 years. That's huge momentum. However, momentum, critical mass, is not based just on sales. You have a lot of juice companies out there who are doing these tremendous sales. They will not go into momentum because what they don't have is a high reorder rate. You have to have tremendous sales. You have to have a high reorder rate. You have to have a consumable product. And you have to have a blend of these things that are all coming together. And what happens is it's like a big boiling pot. And you see a bubble coming up here and a bubble coming up there. And all these bubbles are rising. And that's what's just starting. You can feel the energy. Even though there's a recession out there, there's energy here because we are approaching that critical mass. We are approaching that momentum. So all of you are smart enough to be right here. Where momentum hits, you could have one person in your business, and if momentum causes your business to double, you'll end up with 2. But what if you have 100 people already in your business because you focused it now? So you have 200. What if you have it at 500? But what if the business 10 times? Some of those businesses 10 times, some 50 times. Now, I'm not saying this is the only opportunity you're ever going to have, because I'm a big believer that all of us get a lot of opportunities. But the opportunity of momentum is something I've been waiting for a long time. So I'm so excited. So when I decided to build strong and build fast and get in front of many people as I could, it's because I know this momentum is coming. I want my people to be as strong and myself to be as strong as we can be. And all of us have this opportunity right now because we happen to be in the place that in your business, the people who join next year, the people who join 5 years from now, the people who are 10 years too late like me, will still be able to build amazing businesses. They just do not have the same opportunity and chance that you have just because you happen to be right here, right now. This opportunity is right in front of you.